Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This week I'm chatting about filling yourself up with art, what that means and why it matters for you, and what benefits you'll receive when you fill yourself up with art. I'll be developing this artwork inspired by 2 wonderful days we spent babysitting our granddog Maddox. Hanging out with my daughter's dog fills my husband and me up, and all that love spills over into my art, which fills me up even more. So it's the perfect inspiration piece for what I'm talking about today. I started making art when I was 33. The super quick story is, at the time, I was a triathlete and I had an early morning workout that I was super tired to go to. So instead, I just turned on the TV and the HGTV channel was on, and I caught a show called Simply Quilts, where an artist was making an art quilt. I had no idea what that even was at the time, but I was super mesmerized. It was a beautiful iris flower, and the artist that made it look really easy to create. So I was just hooked watching her. I went to the fabric store that day, and I actually got the supplies she recommended, and I made an art quilt of a landscape over the course of a few days. It was very small, but I was blown away by how pretty it was. What made even more of an impact was how calm I felt when I was making it. Like it was just this huge contrast between the intensity of the training that I was doing at the time. It was very easy to sit there for hours working on it, and it was really rewarding to have something beautiful to look at as I created it and when it was finished. And it's not that it was some great, artistic thing that I created, because the fabric was so beautiful in and of itself. So my just putting these pieces together, I was just sort of the channel, right, of this beauty coming through. So it wasn't necessarily any kind of particular talent or disposition I have towards art. Really, it was just following her directions, and anybody could have done what I did. I would describe the feeling as that feeling when I was creating as being held and suspended in time as I brought those pieces of beautiful colors together. What I didn't expect at all, though, was that even more inspiration would come my way. I looked forward to the next time I could create as another opportunity to relax. I looked forward to taking a break after trying so hard with my other activities. I wanted more of that feeling of calm, and I didn't even realize my body and my mind really needed it. They craved it. Like most things, however, I started to turn that me time art making into a goal-setting tool as well. I didn't have much awareness about what I was doing. I was just sort of, acting on impulse, like, well, if I can make this, then I can make something better and maybe I could sell it. And what I learned was I could enter competitions, and pretty soon making art came with dealing with all the demons that come with forcing outcomes. I went from, looking at art as a way to relax, as I looked at it as how I could be more productive, how I could be more efficient with it. What kind of system could I put in place to make more art as quickly as possible? The other demon that came up for me was jealousy. So I would compare myself to other artists. I wanted the success that they had, and I was just chasing it. And I would look at what they were doing, and I would try to do it even better. And again, just, I lost the purpose behind what art really was meant to be in my life. On a positive note, running parallel, though, to all these worldly desires and that striving, there was an internal transformation taking place behind the scenes. It's kind of like the wizard behind the curtain. There was a magic at play that was working on a deeper level. And maybe the wizard's not a very good parallel, but there's something that is happening on the inside that is all about transformation. And I definitely felt like when I finally surfaced after many, many failures and banging my head against a wall and not seeing the results that I was wanting, it finally occurred to me to look at art the same way, like with a beginner's mind, as the Buddhists believe in their tradition, to try to experience it like I did that first time. And it took a lot of practice because, again, I'm programmed to be very goal-oriented. And so I had to kind of retrain my mind that no, we are sitting here and we're just enjoying the process. And I would have to kind of talk to myself through it. But the other huge positive, and this is something that I hope comes across as I describe it, I hope I do a good job of describing this, is the thing about being in the moment with your artwork and just creating for art's sake and just being lost in the process is your soul is very present in that moment. You know, as long as you're not letting the mind take over, if you can sit in that quiet way with your artwork and just shut out all of those mental distractions, then the soul is there with you, you know, and the soul has this ability to expand its good into your entire life. And it honestly, I mean, it does this when we're present. It doesn't have to be making art. It doesn't have to be in meditation. It just happens whenever we are totally present. It's like when we're taken in by a beautiful sunrise, you know, we don't have words. We're just like, we're so, floored by the beauty that we're looking at. And that is the present moment. So what has happened in my life is, because I spend a lot more time in the present moment with my artwork, I've learned what that feeling is, and I can have that same feeling when I'm, you know, even sitting with a friend chatting, just being totally present, you know, sipping coffee together. And I feel this energy that's emanating that is super good, not just for me, but for everyone around me. And I know that that's kind of it's a very abstract description, but it has a positive influence in my life on every level. And I'm not saying that I don't have challenges, or that, difficult things don't happen to me. That's not what I'm saying, because I'm on the human journey just like everybody else. However, being in touch with that, soul piece and being in that present moment, I do see how that goodness is operating in my life and making my life much more suited for me and my joy, which is just absolute magic, in my opinion. I'm also not saying that goals aren't worthwhile, or, it's okay to want things and have desires. I think the key ingredient is to have awareness and to have balance. And, this is how we evolve and this is how we grow, when we bring our awareness to everything in our life. So, developing that awareness took me a long time. And the reason I'm sharing it with you is because, if I can even cut that in half for you, that's what I would want for you, because, we can learn from each other. So do I have success? I absolutely consider myself a successful person. And as I see so many dreams coming true, this is validated for me. Is it necessarily happening with my art exactly as I wanted to or wished it to be when, many years ago. No, it's been a journey that has been incredibly unpredictable. And yet I'm having, the most fun I've had ever, with my artwork and exploring new channels. Now it's illustration, and I'm really excited about that. And I completely admire artists who have taken, different approaches and who do follow, their goals and a schedule and all that. And it's really not my business, because I know that the journey I'm on is working for me, and I know that my life is unfolding in the best way, for me. So again, being present has also taught me to not compare myself to others, to get out of that habit of looking at others with jealousy and wishing that I had the same kinds of successes that other people have. So that is my chat on filling yourself up. I hope that you have found it helpful, and I hope that you will spend more time just lost in that beautiful, peaceful time of creating for yourself. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful week. I'm so grateful for your attention. Thank you so much for being here. And if you subscribe to my channel, I'm really grateful. Have a great week, everyone. Happy creating.